England, a nation known for its tradition and values, harbors a dark secret. A chilling reality has plagued its towns and cities for decades. Thousands of children have fallen victim to organized sexual exploitation. This is not a new phenomenon. It has festered in the shadows for far too long. The time for silence is over. We must confront this horrific crime. Dr. Ella Hill, a leading researcher in this field, paints a grim picture. Her estimate is shocking. Over 50,000 children in England alone have been ensnared in this web of abuse. These are not just numbers. These are real lives, forever scarred, their childhood stolen, their innocence ripped away. The sheer scale of this abuse is staggering. It is a national scandal, yet for years it remained hidden, whispered about but rarely confronted. The victims, often from vulnerable backgrounds, were silenced, dismissed, their stories ignored. But the truth has a way of emerging. The voices of survivors, once muted by fear and shame, are growing louder. They demand justice, they demand accountability. We must listen, we must act. We owe it to the victims and to ourselves to confront this horrific reality. The perpetrators of these heinous crimes are largely men of British Pakistani heritage. This fact is difficult to ignore, but it's crucial to remember that this is not about race or religion. It's about the systematic abuse of power. It's about the exploitation of the vulnerable. The victims come from diverse backgrounds. While many are white, girls from Sikh communities and other ethnicities have also been targeted. These gangs prey on vulnerability. They seek out girls who are struggling, girls who feel invisible, girls who are easily controlled. The grooming process is calculated and insidious. The perpetrators offer gifts, attention, and a sense of belonging. They manipulate and control. They use fear and intimidation to keep their victims silent. The girls become trapped in a cycle of abuse, often too terrified to speak out. The impact on these young lives is devastating. They carry the trauma with them long after the abuse ends. Mental health issues, addiction, and relationship problems are common. Many struggle to form healthy attachments, their lives forever altered by the abuse they endured. For years, the authorities turned a blind eye. Successive governments, both Labour and Conservative, failed to address this issue head-on. The reasons are complex. Some argue it was fear of appearing racist. Others point to political correctness gone awry. Whatever the reasons, the result was the same: inaction. This inaction had devastating consequences. Thousands of children suffered while those in power looked the other way. The police, social services, even local councils, all failed to protect the most vulnerable. The political fallout has been significant. High-profile figures, including former Prime Minister Keir Starmer, have faced criticism for their handling of these cases. Public trust in the authorities has been eroded. The very institutions meant to protect us have let us down. The recent intervention of Elon Musk, who tweeted about the scandal to his millions of followers, has ignited a firestorm. His involvement, while controversial to some, has brought this issue to the forefront. The public is demanding answers. They demand justice for the victims. The long-term impact of this scandal is profound. It has exposed deep divisions in our society. It has shaken public trust in our institutions. It has left communities feeling betrayed and angry. Organizations like Sher-e-Punjab and the Sikh Awareness Society have emerged to combat this issue. They offer support to victims and raise awareness in their communities. Their work is vital, but it should not fall solely on their shoulders. We need a national response. The call for a national inquiry is growing louder. Survivors deserve to have their voices heard. They deserve justice. We need to understand how this was allowed to happen. We need to ensure it never happens again. This is not just about individual crimes. It's about systemic failures. It's about a society that allowed this abuse to flourish in its midst. We must confront this darkness. We must shine a light on the truth. Only then can we begin to heal.